Honorable people of the world, let's talk about Injustice versus Masters of the Universe. This is a 6-issue miniseries from DC Comics. It was written by Tim Seeley and is going to be illustrated by Freddie E. Williams II. So, oh my god, for the first issue, they really kick it off into a great story. To give a bit more of a perspective of where each of these continuities lie, this story is taking place after the Masters of the Universe meet up with the Thundercats, and for Injustice, it takes place after Injustice Part 2 with the Absolute Power ending. So you do have to have a little bit of background on both of these stories. In the Masters of the Universe storyline, Prince Adam had been outed as being He-Man. And in the Injustice Absolute Power storyline, Superman had defeated Brainiac, but he also absorbed his abilities and powers and all of his tech. This issue starts up with He-Man retaking Eternia from his robotic duplicate Faker, to which this alludes to an off-panel adventure that took place where Faker had banished He-Man, Man-at-Arms, and Teela to the Dwell of Delusions. Faker had taken over Eternia in He-Man's place, replacing him, and He-Man, being He-Man, the heroic champion, is able to defeat Faker. Or more appropriately, Battle Cat really does it. Although, quick little side note, some of the Eternians are not so happy that He-Man has returned back. There's a reference that Faker was able to raise the Mystic Wall to keep outsiders out, which immediately I think about the Masters Universe 2000 series, but at the same time, it also parallels reality. This somewhat shakes Prince Adam's resolve a bit, but we won't go into that. The major plot point happens when the heroes from the Injustice universe show up. A couple of the heroes that show up happens to be Zatanna, Harley Quinn, because Harley Quinn's a part of everything now, Batman, Cyborg, and of course Swamp Thing. Both Swamp Thing and Moss Man serve something called Parliament of the Trees, which it never even occurred to me that both of these characters could be somehow related until now. So Moss Man vouches for the Injustice heroes, after a small altercation from not communicating correctly. But the whole purpose of this is to recruit He-Man to help fight against Superman. There are very few beings that can go toe-to-toe with Superman in terms of strength, but He-Man is one of them. Also, being that he's a product of magic, he's also a prime candidate, since magic is one of the few weaknesses of Superman. Not to mention the fact that He-Man's mother is Queen Marlena, who is also from Earth, so he's got extra incentive to help out. Only a small portion of this issue is dedicated to Superman, who has the Brainiac power, along with Batman, who's been assimilated. And we find out that a broken and battered Skeletor is assisting him, which this may negate He-Man's magical advantage over Superman. He directs Superman to take Freddie Freeman's shoes, who Freddie Freeman, by the way, is Captain Marvel Jr., which you just know that's going to be something bad later on down the line. But the big thing about this issue is that there's another major villain at play. I mean, the villain was able to take out Zodak. I mean, Zodak is supposed to be a cosmic enforcer. And who is it? It's Darkseid. And I was like, oh my god, how is he going to play into all this? So what did I think about this? It was amazing. I mean, I'm a huge Masters Universe fan, so seeing him go up against other DC characters I think is great. This isn't the first time that He-Man and Superman have duked it out. I mean, I got a poster right here about one of their first encounters. But I'm always up for more Masters Universe stories, even if this is taking place in different universes. Also a huge fan of Freddie E. Williams' artwork, and I think he did a magnificent job of sketching this out. I personally feel like this is a great issue to start off with, even if you're not too familiar with the backstories of both of these franchises. It's not a perfect jumping on point, but still it's not like you're going to be lost reading it here. So if you are an Injustice game or comic book fan or Masters Universe junkie like me, I would recommend reading this. Let me go ahead and end this video at that point. Thank you guys for watching me. Make sure to check out my Patreon site, check out my social media sites, my websites, and everything else out there. Peace, love, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.
I'm in love with a hero.
There's a new Batman working with the heroes. We have no idea who he is as of yet. It could be Damian Wayne, or at least that's who I'm suspecting, only because Harley Quinn refers to him as Baby Bats. But I'm also kind of hoping that maybe it's Jason Todd instead.